we improve.
What do you expect the workload will look like for Darisaw this week?
Yeah, he'll have he should have a full participation day today, and we'll see where he's at. I think he's been progressing, exactly on the timeline with the injury he had. I think, he did such an unbelievable job throughout the offseason and getting to a place where he was medically cleared to do some things. I think, Christian's kind of expectations and desire to be out on the field is driving everything right now, and he's continuing to try to get to a place where not only he's comfortable with that, but he feels ready to go for what's out in front of him. And what that means for this weekend remains to be seen. It is a ongoing process and one that we all knew was coming and expected, but I totally understand the uniqueness to a guy participating, not, questionable, out. Like there really is nothing but a standard rehab process going on that the player has absolutely done a phenomenal job with, maybe put himself ahead of a timeline, but we're still ultimately going to have a collaborative approach to each and every game and each and every day as part of a plan that gets set forth by the medical folks and people that I have total trust in to guide the way, along with Christian having a major role in it as well.
Kevin, you mentioned the word Hayes, but in your role as a head coach, how much have you learned that you can plan and scheme for what your team may look like for months, but being able to adjust when things go different?
Yeah, and I think the most unique part of that is, adjustments versus corrections, and I think there's a need for both. But it's hard to truly gauge this early on when you're still in 2 games. You're still in the double-digit snap numbers. You're not in the triple digits yet, like many teams are. So when you start talking about playmakers and getting playmakers the ball, or consistency of ultimately what we even are on offense, it's hard to really justify that when you really break down the game the way we do to normal downs, get back on track downs, third downs, red zone snaps, 2-minute. You really start seeing a sample size that's really hard to ultimately say this is exactly what it is. And I know the nature of my job is to know what it is, regardless of how many opportunities. And you can project all you want, but when you really peel back the layers on each individual play, each individual guy amongst the 11 players on the field, what would it look like when we do get all 11 guys doing their job? And that's every single player in all 3 phases, but it's also, okay, what needs to change from a overall philosophy of how we're going to play the game? And I think it's a mixture of both. I wouldn't be doing my job unless I was trying to find the best path and to not only move forward, but for one game this week with where we're at our roster, and ultimately it's a great combination of both. I think it's a great question, and I think it's what we're working through right now, knowing that a positive outcome is only going to be there if we work the process and handle all of our responsibilities the right way.
What
Go ahead,
Chip. I'll just adjust to with personnel, because you have a certain mind with who your personnel is going to be going into the season. Now all of a sudden, without 8 or 9, 10 guys, there's got to be some adjustments within that too, correct?
And that's ongoing, and in many cases it's in real time, right? These things we've gone into some games outside of a few of our kind of foundational players like a Harry or a CD that, in different circumstances, whether it's the unique side of things that Harry's worked through and will continue to, build up and possibly, make his debut this week, but or CD, who's on a longer term where, there's really, at the outset of all this, you can plan for those things. It's the in game. It's the in game of a Blake Cashman. It's the in game of an Aaron Jones, a Ryan Kelly, a Justin School. It's an in game of all of that that requires the flexibility and the ability to adapt in real time. I think we won a football game in week 1 by having a good ability to do that, playing 60 minutes, knowing it's not always going to be something that you're going to want to hang on the wall and brag about how great it looked for 60 minutes. That's just not the NFL, especially with the maturation process of certain parts of our team. But at the same time, we did not do that last week, at least for sure offensively. And that's where you've got to evaluate what the best path is moving forward. And then we always have parts of our game plan we may need to lean on more than others. And that's just the nature of what a lot of teams have to go through. It's not just us.
I'll fit that note too. What did 2023 teach you as well? Because I mean, that year got off to a rough start.
Yep.
Kirk got hurt. So I'm not saying that the parallels are going to be the same, but just as far as the adversity that season presented, it felt like, what did that teach you about handling a situation like this or right now?
Exactly. I mean, it taught me that we are very much capable of handling the circumstances of adversity, and it also taught me that adversity, as it was in 2023, and even as it was at times throughout our 13 or 14 win season, adversity is an opportunity. It's an opportunity for growth. It's an opportunity for somebody that is here for a reason to step into a role and have a chance to thrive, hopefully because of the plan, the coaching, the players they have around them. It's about really a trust that you're trying to earn from the guy next to you every single snap. Are you doing your job or are you not doing your job? And then it's a commitment to understanding that's a very important thing. But yeah, I think, listen, we were 0-3 that year. We eventually lost, Justin, Kirk. We lost other aspects of our team and just kept going. And ultimately what we learned is even when the momentum did come on our side, whether it was, getting a couple games above 500 after starting out or a couple games ago, whatever it was, even after starting out 0-3 and digging yourself a hole, it is possible. Because we get one game a week, we get 17 of these opportunities, and although there is a Monday through Saturday in between each and every one of them that are a season in itself in a lot of ways, it just comes back to, are you willing to go to work? Are you willing to trust in what you've built as players in that locker room? And then ultimately, are we willing to just lean in even more and put the work in and figure it out? That's what the NFL season's all about. It's ultimately, I was telling somebody this the other day, it's, we are in the entertainment business, but every other facet of the entertainment business is scripted. We are not. So we have to figure out a way to write our own lyrics, write our own scripts, and you do that by controlling the process leading into these one game a week kind of opportunities, and then the in-between, those Monday through Saturdays, need to be filled with process and obviously maintain the ability to kind of filter out some of the noise if you allow it to be a part of your preparation. That's the first mistake, and the second mistake is ultimately giving anything a minute of your time, a second of your time that doesn't lead to the confidence to have the trust and commitment on game day that's required.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you Friday.
Thanks, guys.